902202013 is on the phone. Votre appel a été transféré à un système de traitement de la voix. 90222002013 est en appel. At the tone, please record your message. To leave a callback number, press 5. Au signal, veuillez dicter votre message. Pour laisser un numéro de rappel, faites le 5.
Hi there, my name is Scott Jewers. My phone number is 902-220-9106. I seem to be having some connectivity issues tonight. We don't get service out here, so having some issues. Now, over the last few days, I've been contacting this phone number asking for an RCMP officer to contact me, stating that the officers are covering up a violent sexual assault. Nobody's contacting me. Somebody claimed to be Shelly Mews, didn't follow up, didn't identify themselves properly, and didn't have an officer contact me. So I posted online about it, and got a lot of views, and said that if nobody contacts me in 6 hours, then I'm going to post this to Anonymous and have them go after these officers. So today I received a call from a private number and some individual claiming to be Sergeant Curt Wallace. They never once mentioned Shelly Mews, never once said a violent sexual assault or a sexual assault, just said criminal investigation or the special victims unit, and they never provided a phone number. Nothing at all. Not a superior's name, nothing. And my whole problem was that Shelly Mews didn't identify herself, and it was a form of entrapment. So today, this Curt Wallace guy calls me, apparently Curt Wallace of RCMP, I don't know, from a private number, and is stating, what? Nothing. Never even said they were looking into it, didn't confirm in any way that it was them. And now I'm getting calls from who? I don't know. And now I'm calling back saying, look, that's so inappropriate. You just repeated the exact same kind of behavior, which is entrapment behavior. And he's not even mentioning the violent sexual assault. So this is telling me that his call was entrapment, just so that he could go back in his record and manufacture some sort of narrative, a synthetic narrative, and a synthetic identity. Because he needs to create a situation where Shelly Mews is a victim and a hero, and her actions are justified, and he did something about this because he called Scott Jewers. I can't know this is him. He did exactly what Shelly did, but worse. And then he's going to record in a record that I did something wrong, and he's somehow a rational, decent person, and he confirmed that there's an investigation in any way. No, everybody. So this tells you one thing, that if this was legal, they made a serious mistake. This wasn't legal. This was desperation. These people know they're in a lot of trouble. That's right. And every officer looking in right now knows I'm right. The Crown Prosecutor knows I'm right. RCMP Legal knows I'm right. Tim Houston, Dennis Daly, Mike Duham, all of them. They just repeated entrapment. In fact, he knew that's what I was so worked up about and having a problem with, and he called back and repeated it, knowing how that would be perceived. That was criminal harassment by this, apparently by Curt Wallace. And now he's going to claim that I'm uncooperative. Well, he tries to manufacture some false identity about me based on his shared interest now with Shelly Mews and Corporal Atwell from Muscatawbin Harbor, going back to Jessica. Even though I can show a clear line of entrapment, phone calls, recordings of all the abuse, as long as they don't actually say it in words, just like Curt Wallace on this call, they don't have to admit it actually existed. That's right. These people know they're in enough trouble that now they have to involve a judge so they can get a piece of paper that says they're a victim and daddy made them do it and they're just heroes. That's exactly what this is. It's a consistent case of entrapment. Think about this. Why would he ever call me and just not confirm any of this? Or not even just say a sexual assault or a violent sexual assault? Why would he do something like that? Right? Just to irritate the situation. He knew exactly what he was doing. So, at this stage here, I think it's become quite clear what's going on. I think everybody looking in knows exactly what's going on. And nobody has absolutely confirmed anything from RCMP, and you just criminally harassed me so you could generate a synthetic record and a synthetic narrative. So what, you could get a judge involved? Well, here's the thing. Right? See, I'm modeling you people through AI. I'm modeling you through this system. Now we have all these parties, including CSIS, watching, and they just watched you try to entrap me again. All the news and media, all of them, all the lawyers and police who want your jobs, all just seen you try to entrap me again, and they know how dirty that is. So when you play this little game with the judge or whatever it is you're going to do, and however you're going to try to pretend to be the victims here, I am ready for you, and I am asking for charges of now criminal harassment for Curt Wallace and Shelly Mews, if that's what you're going to engage in, And I'm asking for Shelly Mews to also, in addition to these other officers, be registered as a sex offender. And any type of action that you choose to take against me, at this stage, I absolutely am requesting that CSIS register that as an act of domestic terrorism. This is absolutely ridiculous. Right? This is so beyond disgusting. And the fact that either of you would sit there and say this makes you a responsible police officer or an informed person.
Reached the maximum time permitted for your recording.
No, I'll finish it here. I want to apologize.
Satisfied with your 902220013 is on the phone. Votre appel a été transféré à un système de traitement de la voix. 90222002013 est son appel. At the tone, please record your message. To leave a callback number, press 5. Au signal, veuillez dicter votre message. Pour laisser un numéro de rappel, faites le 5.
Hey there, everybody. This is Scott Yours again. Just ran out of time, right? I'm sure you'll use that against me, but that's fine. So I'm sure you think I'm calling back to talk about you guys, but I'm not. I'm actually calling back to talk to the minorities, and I'm going to talk back to women, gays, blacks, Asians. I'm talking to all the sex assault victims, right? All of your victims. I am so sorry that people didn't believe you. I am so sorry that you had to deal with this kind of corruption and fraud like this Curt Wallace and Shelly Mews, and I'm so sorry that nobody believed you. I apologize on behalf of so many other people, right? It's hard to deal with this. Like, look at it, right? These people are coordinated, they're dirty, they're selfish, they're hateful. They would, let you be violently sexually assaulted if they can just pretend they're a hero and a victim. This is horrifying, and I can't imagine what they actually did to your communities. And then you're going to have Curt Wallace and Shelly Mews say, no, it's not their fault, It didn't happen because of their complicity, complacence, and compliance, as they are obviously benefiting from this system and participating. This is so disgusting. So I just want to say this. Listen, I understand that things were bad and you went through a lot of stuff. There's nothing we can do, right? There's nothing we can do about what happened to me. But I can make you this promise. I see you. I see past what Curt Wallace is. I see what a small man he is. And I see the dirt that he just tried to play. I see what he would do to everybody, including himself, just to pretend he's a man. I see what Shelly Mews did. I see what Dennis Daly is. And I see what Mike Duhem is. I see them. I see through them. They're shallow, little people. And we're always going to keep paying for that, aren't we? Yes, we are. Right, I'm paying for this guy right now, and he's going to sit there, roll around, and pretend he's a victim. He can't even answer a basic question. Well, I'm one of the most capable, competent people who ever walked the goddamn fucking earth. You think about how disgusting that is. Right? And he's going to sit there and pretend he's some sort of man? He can't answer a basic question. He can't provide me a case number. Is he's going to sit there and try to entrap me? No. Listen, I promise you, you don't have to do anything. You don't need to expose yourself. I am going to deal with every single one of these dirty cops that hurt you. I'm going to make sure that the media is allowed to report this. And now that NATO, all these other parties see it, they see these dirty cops. That's right, AI sees it. They're all modeled. So the more dirty they are, everybody just knows how dirty they are. And I promise each and every one of you, I'm going to make sure each of these dirty cops spends time in prison for what they did. Okay? If once I get this, and I will get this, I'll get these dirty people, you'll know it's safe and you will be able to come forward. And I promise you, we will start to build trust in these systems so we can move forward together so that we don't have to pay for failure like this. Inaction, complicity and compliance like Curt Wallace and Shelly Mews with their fraud and their entrapment and their criminal harassment. I promise you. I promise you. All right, everybody. Curt, you should be ashamed of yourself, but what's the point of saying that, right? Because, you know what Shelly Mews is, you know what you are, you know what you're going to do. So go ahead and do it. All right, just show everybody who you are so we have a complete model so you can be the reference point for failure in RCMP. Sex offenders, pedophiles, abusers, misogynists, homophobes, right? Prove that RCMP is the garbage collection service. of Canada. And then we're going to watch you try to blame me, the blacks, women, everybody else. Well, you can't even answer a basic question. I'm so sorry, everybody. All right, have a good night.
New message sent by unknown caller.
Hi, Scott. It's Sergeant Curt Wallace calling from the Special Victims Section. I'm just calling to speak with you in relation to file number 25-219-595. I will give you a call back later on today. Hopefully we can touch base then. Thank you. Bye.
To reach by unknown caller.
Hi, Scott. It's Sergeant Curt Wallace calling again from the Special Victims Section. I'm going to continue to call you throughout the day. Hopefully I can connect with you. Anyway, we'll touch base hopefully later on today. Thank you.
To replay this message, press 1. To go to the previous message, press 1. To pause during message playback, press 2. Message saved. New message sent by unknown caller.
Hi, Scott. Sergeant Wallace calling you back again. I'll continue to try throughout the day. Thank you. Bye.
To replay this message, press 1. To go to the previous message, press 1.